All right, we're recording.
Okay, we're recording. Let's go. She looks like a sad puppy, though.
She does look like a sad
I
puppy.
feel bad now.
Oh, poor Clara. The people of the podcast will never know that she was supposed to be on this one.
They'll just hear wham, wham, wham.
Okay, don't yell into the mic, Edward. I told you this because I had to turn.
It was nice.
Clara, fun fact, we're recording already.
I figured you
Clara can hold the mic, because apparently I'm not to be trusted with
Okay,
it.
I'm going to turn down the levels. This is all going in the podcast, by the way.
Oh, wonderful.
Great.
I don't... So, Clara, fun fact about the podcast.
Yeah.
Because this is your first time on
Yeah,
on said
exciting.
podcast. I don't actually edit it that much.
So it just takes out all of my awkward pauses.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Anytime Edward takes too long and it's just like... I cut it down. Even that'll be like cut down to a slightly less longer...
Which feels like just enacting punishment on yourself, but hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more work for me. But in the end, it's for the viewers or the listeners.
You should
It's for
bring
the
a
people
chicken.
who watch on YouTube and just stare at the logo.
Oh, those people. We love them. It's now on Spotify, though.
Yeah.
Did you know? Yeah, I put the links. All the links are in the bio. of
I
our
listened to
Instagram.
it in the car with my brother. I listened to episode 3.
Your poor brother.
No, he's been a devoted listener since episode 1.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I don't need these headphones because I can't actually hear anything. But yeah, so Clara, little do you know, we
Little
actually
do I know.
don't do that much, and this is none of this is going to be cut out.
Okay.
Even though we say it is. Like, I think in the last episode I was like, I'm just going to cut this all
I
out.
feel like you
Yeah.
actually talked about doing an intro, like setting up a proper intro in episode 2, and then just did.
See, here's the backstory on that. If you listen to it on YouTube, it is there, but I couldn't figure out how to do it in my audio editing software, so it's not in the Spotify, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, should we introduce Clara?
So this is Clara. I actually wrote out, I was on a walk this morning with my dog, and I was like, I'm going to write Clara an intro.
Wait, Claire, can I give you a suggestion for a future podcast episode? Bring a chicken and don't edit it, just post it. Like...
Just Clara? No, like Clara and me in a room with a chicken for...
No, like, I mean, you'll have ambient chicken noises, but you don't know what's picked up by the mic. Oh.
That was probably picked up by the mic.
Oh, just dragged it across the table. Hey, Claire.
Sorry.
Just throw it.
I love
Are you feeling self-conscious right now?
Me?
The little
Because
kids
of the
keep
window.
looking in.
So fun fact for
I'm
the
gonna make eye
listeners, the
contact.
devoted listeners, we're not in my basement right now. I don't think we're in my basement anymore, guys.
Oh, no.
Oh, nuts.
That one hurt to hear.
I'm sorry. No, but we're in a library.
And our little recording booth has windows.
Yeah, so there's like
I
children
feel like a
running
zoo
around.
animal.
It's really fun though.
Oh,
Ooh,
there's
I can
another
feel
But
that
which
in my throat.
which side of the glass are we on? Anyway, do you want to run our Clara intro
Yeah.
now?
Clara intro. So Clara is our friend. A fire cadet standing at 5'2".
Thanks.
You're an actress, a singer,
Mm-hmm.
and Clara, what's your lifelong dream?
Be on this podcast.
I'm so glad.
Oh, that's bad.
Claire
dog.
told me yesterday to say that.
And I'm so glad we could fulfill that lifelong dream, Clara.
Yeah, I'm so happy. My life's complete now.
Is there anything we missed that you want to say about yourself?
I'm taller than Edward.
That's fully a lie.
You're right.
They don't
Edward's-
know. They can't
Edward
see
stands
us.
at the stout height of
4.
5'5". I mean 5.
Wouldn't that make me taller than?
5'0".
Yeah, he just wears platforms
Yeah.
and leg
Walks on
extensions.
stilts.
Clara, I wish I could pull off platforms.
No, you really couldn't though.
I know. Clara, I know.
That's in my brain now, and I really don't want to.
What,
like,
me with 3-inch platforms?
It's terrifying, and it's gonna haunt
and
my
fishnets.
dreams. That made it worse.
Oh.
Now you know, like the one Patrick Star. You know?
Just that.
I know
It's
exactly what
Edward,
you're talking
but
from
it's
Goofy
yeah.
Goober Rock.
Sure.
Anyway, Clara, you wanted to talk about shark movies.
Well, I thought we were gonna talk about other things.
We
but-
can. Do you want to pick right now? They can hear it. What do you want to talk about, Shark?
Well, I
Movie?
can talk about the shark movie I watched yesterday.
What was the shark movie that you watched
It
yesterday?
was called Under Paris, and it was in French. And
Okay.
because I was listening
Right.
to your podcast episode on movies.
A real fan.
Yeah, Saturday morning, and I was like, man, I really need to get back to watching bad shark movies because I like them. And I picked this one, and I thought it was going to be really bad, and it actually wasn't that bad. Because it was like, so the French title is like Sous la Seine, so there's a shark in the Seine. Because, I guess, spoiler alert?
Whoa, spoiler
spoiler
alert.
I thought I got it from Under Paris. I won't lie, but
Well, yeah, but I just liked the French title better. But it's this I don't know. She's a scientist, and her whole crew gets eaten by this shark, and then it's 3 years later, and then this girl is like, we found the tracker you put on that shark. It's in Paris in the Seine, and then they go to the police and they're trying to find the shark, and the first hour and 15 minutes is very calm, and there's only the shark attack at the beginning, right? And I'm like, wow, this is I thought it was gonna be oh, they're gonna save this shark, they're gonna get this shark out of the Seine, because it was really at that point building on like climate change stuff and how it's affecting the shark's behaviors, and that's why it's in the Seine. And I was like, wow, this is gonna be an interesting shark movie, and they're gonna save the shark. And then there's this 5-minute sequence where they're trying to get the shark out, and then they find out the shark had babies, and it's this 5-minute. It was so gory. I saw so
5
many
minutes of
severed
shark birth?
limbs. No. 5 minutes of shark attack, and it had people slipping off the edge of this thing and going into the water, because it's rated mature or something, so it was
Clara.
very violent and gory.
So yeah, I was watching this shark movie, and it was actually just a film of a shark giving birth for 90 minutes.
No, that would be so bad, but it was so scary. Not scary, but it was horrifying. I was sitting there and I was like, whoa. I didn't think it was going to happen.
So you're telling me that shark was a little crazy, a little wacko, a little nut job, a
'cause
little insane?
The plot
It was a little
thickens.
insane.
Okay, that was really funny, Edward. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, but the plot thickens because, and you will appreciate this because you're in Bio 30, but there's a dead shark, right? And of one of the babies, and so they've been having babies in the catacombs, by the way, the shark.
There's no water in the catacombs.
There is now. They're underwater catacombs, Edward. You gotta believe, Edward. There's also a triathlon.
In the catacombs?
No, in the Seine.
Can I go on a tangent quickly?
Okay, wait. This was. It was
Sorry,
made in
that's
2024. Continue.
So on the topic of the Paris catacombs, fun
Okay.
fact, there's a club where what they'll do is they'll illegally they don't tell anybody what they're watching or where they're watching it, but they'll just randomly go watch movies in the catacombs.
That sounds fun.
And the police haven't been able to track them down yet. And it's such a hard club to get into.
I love that.
And that's your lifelong goal?
Honestly, a little bit.
Just like Clara's lifelong goal
To
came true.
be on this
Yeah.
podcast.
I bet yours will come true, Edward.
I'm sure it will.
I gotta move to France though.
Yeah, but they found a shark, a dead shark.
Is this based on a true story, or is it
No,
just?
it's just happening. But they kind of dissect the shark. She cuts it open, and a bunch of shark babies came out. And at first, I thought it was parasites or something, and they were wriggling and alive, and I was like, ew. And then she was like, oh, but this shark is only 2 months old. How is it pregnant? And then they found out the sharks had evolved to do parthogenèse. So
Parthenogenesis?
Parthenogenesis. It was in French, and I was reading English subtitles. I didn't know how to say it, but it was. And I was like, whoa, biology. And then and then she was like, these sharks will get out and they won't stop eating people. And of course the mayor's being unhelpful because she's like, we spent so much money on this project. And they go to blow up the sharks. And then they blow up the nest or something. And the triathlon has started. But then the big shark gets out. And then it starts eating people from the triathlon. And then, I forgot to mention this at the start, but they used a little Chekhov's gun, right? Right at the start, these guys find some big shells, bomb shells in the Seine, and that's kind of based off of World War II.
Yeah.
But then the military is there and they're shooting at the shark and they're like, no, il y a I don't know what
Les bombes?
Yeah, les bombes. And then they blow up and they flood Paris, and the movie ends with a shot of flooded Paris and
it's full of sharks.
And it's full of sharks. And
That's wild.
It was the craziest movie because for the first hour I thought it was going one way, and then they changed it. Oh, I'll hold the microphone higher.
No, don't worry about
Anyways, that was the shark movie I watched. I actually really liked it. I think it's going in my top 2.
Have you ever seen Sharknado?
I haven't, and I really should.
Have you ever seen Sharktopus?
No.
Here's a fun story about Sharknado.
Okay.
When I was 11 or something, my parents and I we had a Sharknado marathon by accident.
How do you do that?
We were watching it on Netflix at 2 in the afternoon, and we just kept watching them.
Okay.
So we ended up watching 4 of the Sharknado movies.
That's crazy.
I actually don't know if that's true. I think about this a lot. Like, if I just have wrong memories.
You might have just watched one Sharknado movie and it felt so long.
And it felt so long. See, and then my parents listened to this podcast and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I said, like, so many just falsities. Is that a word? About
Did you guys not play cribbage on top of a mountain?
I don't know, actually. I forget.
That's mildly alarming.
I feel like we did. Even if we didn't have a board. We definitely did.
Okay.
But, like...
That's, like, a little bit alarming.
But it's like, it's all these things that I'm like, I don't know if I'm lying or not, because I don't actually know. I have all these memories, but I don't know if they're true.
No, I get that. I have dreams sometimes that are really realistic. Like, I'm not sure if I told Finn that I got him a birthday present or if I just dreamed about it. Like, I didn't tell him what it was, but I got him a birthday present, and I don't remember if I actually told him that I got him a birthday present. Well, I guess now he knows, because he's listening.
He's one of our loyal listeners.
Sorry, Finn.
It's like him, John Luca, and my brother.
I listen to this every Saturday
morning. Yeah, but now
morning.
you're on it, so...
Yeah, I feel so honored to be the first guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Well,
Clara, you were there for its inception. The podcast.
I was?
Yeah.
You were there for its conception. It was an immaculate conception.
I don't like this.
Anyway.
Would you rather it was... Do you know what the difference between immaculate conception and non-immaculate conception is?
No.
Let's just say one of them requires a lot more action from two parties.
Okay,
let's
so
change
let's be happy that it was an
topic.
immaculate
Remember,
conception.
my parents listened to this podcast.
I know, and I'm just saying that this podcast is Jesus.
Okay.
You can cut all of that out if you want.
I'm not cutting any of this out.
We keep
because here's the thing. You went from talking and like this is actually we're going to talk about editing the podcast for a second.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna kill me.
Because there's a lot of stuff that Edward has said that doesn't make it into the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you said you don't edit the podcast that much.
Well, I do sometimes.
Clara, I'm just too funny that it would kill everybody if they listen to all of
Sometimes he
it.
has some
Okay,
pretty hot
Edward.
takes, and I have to go in and be like, "How do I make you sound normal?" Not that Edward's not normal.
Wait.
But I go in there and I'm like, okay, this kind of has to or like something we get so just off track,
Yeah.
or like when I was editing out the part where we doxed ourselves because
Yeah.
no one knows that we did that by accident.
Oh.
See, Clara, you're surprised.
See, I already know where you live, though.
Claire lives at...
Well, I couldn't tell the address, but I know where it is.
But it's the type of thing where it's like, I had to go in and I had to cut out like a minute or two of like...
See, but the accidental doxing wasn't even me. That was on you.
I know, but that's just... okay. That's a different... I'm just trying to use...
Yeah, I get it,
things.
I get it.
I actually do that a lot to make myself sound smarter. Like, I have all these thoughts that just come to me. It's part of, like, editing the podcast.
Okay.
It's really fun. So, like, when you say, okay, it means I can't cut out around that because
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're talking, so the audio is just one stream. See, like, that was just a line. Okay,
know,
here's
I'm
the
helping
audio
you,
is,
Claire.
like, lines and, like, little spikes.
I've seen them before.
Yeah.
Does this not take each does this not like allow you to separate the audio coming from the different mics?
No.
That would be fortunate if that worked.
But
that way.
also, all mics pick up all the sound, Edward.
Yeah, but then like if you just sort of did a thing. So I've actually recently started learning a bit more about actual audio production. Basically, if we ever had a proper setup where we each had a mic for each of us and a guest,
We don't do that here.
you could actually theoretically set up a noise gate. So it wouldn't pick up crosstalk from the other mics. Then you could have each mic separated as a different audio file for editing that would theoretically only be catching the words from one person.
Okay, Edward.
For all those nerds not in the room with us, Clara and I just exchanged a very long look while Edward said all those
Do you
words.
know what a noise gate is?
It's a gate with noise.
It basically,
Clara's got it.
I learned about this
Yep.
because I had to learn a little bit of audio mixing when my band played our first gig.
Oh, man, we.
Basically, it's a thing you set up on a mic where it won't pick up stuff that's too quiet. It just won't register it at all.
So it wouldn't hear me go pss, 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 pss.
Exactly.
It probably didn't. Well, it probably hurt a little
We'll
bit.
find out.
We will find out
Well, you'll find
when I'm
out.
listening to this tonight at
All right,
like
coming up next, Clara's going to swallow this microphone, and we're going to see if you hear it. Do it. That was incredible.
So you could
Is that John Luca?
no, it's
Oh.
is that Jaden?
What? Oh my god, it is.
Who's Jaden?
Like
From
the
improv.
improviser. That's kind of crazy. Hey, Jaden,
Maybe
if you're
they won't
listening-
see us.
if you're listening, we saw you on Sunday, September 29th, 2024.
They don't listen.
At the library. I feel like we shouldn't specify which one.
We can cut out.
No,
we can cut out most of this.
Anyway,
So that was a shark movie. Are we going to talk about?
no, I think we should just let Clara keep picking different topics to talk about, and we'll call this Clara's Day Out. Clara's Day Out, and that'll be the title of the podcast.
Oh, that's a
this week.
great title. Well, I don't know what else. I could talk about another shark movie.
Go for it.
Go
This is
for it.
literally you.
I'm
going to
talk about 47 Meters Down. Because have you either of you seen it?
No, the only
Okay.
shark movies I've seen are Sharknado.
I need
1
to
through
watch
4.
Sharknado.
So-
Maybe?
Dog, it's just Finding Nemo, Finding Dory.
Is that a shark movie?
The sharks are
Are they?
prominently featured,
I guess
and
so.
Shark's Tale.
Have you seen
Oh,
Jaws?
I have seen a shark.
No,
Wow. No, I watched, so 40, again, spoilers for 47 Meters Down. It's about, I'll give you a brief summary and then I'll talk about why I like it.
Okay.
Okay, so here's how it works. Is these two girls, I think one of them like broke up with her boyfriend or something, so she's like, I want to be more exciting and live a life or whatever. And so she and her sister go like shark cage dive. Shark cage.
why did you move your body? The point is to get the mic closer to your face.
While you're talking, you can talk. As long as I don't tell you that you're peeking the microphone, you're fine, Clara. Anyway,
Okay.
continue your story.
Okay, they went shark cage diving.
Mhm.
And they went with these sketchy guys that they met on the beach, and of course it breaks and they go down into the ocean.
Like 47 meters down.
Yeah, they go 47 meters down, and the whole point is that they get the bends or whatever because of they have to do the decompression, blah blah blah, and there's sharks and they go to eat them. But why I like it is because what happens is the less adventurous one, her sister, gets chomped by a shark. And she's like, oh no. And then her leg gets stuck in the cage. I don't remember how that happens. It's been a while. And then her sister calls her on their radio or whatever. And she's like, I'm still alive. Come save me. So she swims out and she saves her. And there's this epic sequence of them swimming up. And they've got flares and they're fighting off the sharks. And there's blood everywhere. And they get on the boat. And then it's like, ooh, water. And then you realize she's been hallucinating not this whole time, but for some of the time. And her sister's actually dead. And she's still underwater.
Oh,
but she got saved.
That's like in Fall.
No, because here's the thing. It has...
Spoilers for Fall.
Spoilers for Fall. I watched it, and it has the same... I don't remember who's...
A man just looked in here.
He smiled too. He was just like,
Maybe he's a
No,
podcast
yeah,
enjoyer.
because in Fall,
I think it has the same directors or producers or something.
it's the same story.
It's the exact same plot line. And I was watching and I was like, is this going to be the exact same plot line as 47 Meters Down, but they go up? And it was.
Yeah,
They were on the tower, and then there was didn't she eat a bird?
yeah.
Yeah. It was
47
weird.
meters up is crazy.
It's more than 47 meters.
It was a lot more.
They climbed like a radio.
But I
tower.
feel
That's,
like
47 meters is like 120 some feet.
they were up
You're
higher than that.
120 some feet.
I thought you said it was 5 feet.
Yeah.
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 And divide that by 7.
So I'm 5 over 7 feet.
There you go.
That's not very tall.
Told you. But yeah.
Did you like Fall, though?
I kind of liked Fall. I watched it on an airplane.
Okay. See, I didn't like it because I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. And I thought they were really stupid for getting into that situation.
See, we established last episode that I have really terrible taste in movies. Why are the microphones so bad right now? What the heck? Clara, why aren't you talking?
I'm sorry. You should have given it to Edward.
No, because I peaked the mic.
Yeah, Edward peaks the mic because it goes into the red. I don't know. It's just... I'm sure
Maybe
it's
I'm
fine.
just bad at holding it.
You just need to... We need to project more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Speak
with My your bad.
theater voice,
It's okay. No one really listens to this except
Exactly.
like Finn,
Except me.
And my brother.
John Luca,
Yeah.
and you and me on occasion.
Yeah.
I listen to this as soon as it comes out at midnight.
So that's you who was in the first 3 views. I was awake at midnight. I just didn't want to listen to it. I wanted to go to bed.
Clara, you can't say that on the
I'm
podcast.
sorry.
You can't say that you don't want to listen to the
I listened
podcast
to it
on the
as soon as I
podcast.
woke up in the morning.
Okay.
Clara, now you need to say listen to the podcast 10 times in a row to break the curse.
Listen to the podcast. 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 Écoutez au podcast. Listen to the podcast. Listen to the podcast. Listen to the podcast.
Now, this is the kind of thing that we normally cut out.
Please do. I really don't want to be Maybe I won't listen to this one because I don't want to hear myself talk. Well, I'll listen to it, but I'll just be sad.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's the reason I don't like talking. That's the reason. that's the reason I don't like
Claire.
listening to the podcast.
I think I say I don't like talking because I can hear myself when I talk.
Yeah, that's why I sit in silence all day, every day. Clara, I want to talk about your necklace.
My giraffe necklace?
I think you should give
Want the story?
Yeah, give the story. So, for the audio listeners.
Oh, yeah. They don't
Describe
know
it in detail.
It's a giraffe necklace. Here, let me take it off so I
Clink
can...
it against the microphone. Beautiful.
I bet that sounded bad.
But now they
You have
feel
to keep
it.
it in. Okay, so we've got it's pretty short, you know, like it probably, you know, like on like your collarbone where there's that like weird semicircle,
Yeah.
probably sits about there. It's like a little thin leather thing, and then the pendant on it is a giraffe with like yellow and I think they're like white jewels. But the story is that I was at Michael's and I saw 2 matching giraffe pendants, and I was like, I want to make earrings, but my ears weren't pierced and they weren't going to get pierced for a long time. So instead, I took the string from a different necklace and I made the giraffe necklace, and I guess I just started wearing it, and now I wear it every single day. It has no meaning. I just happen to wear it every day.
Man, what a great story
I know,
that
right?
was.
Oh, now Edward's peeking these mics. How do you just peek the
Edward,
mic?
talk quieter.
I naturally have a commanding voice.
Like, these are your microphones right now, and they're peaking.
I'll talk like this then.
Yeah, that actually is normal on the microphone.
I'm talking so quietly though.
But the levels are so good.
Those mics are so sensitive.
I know. You could, like, if we went, like,
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to cut this out.
Okay.
Because we're having a whole conversation, but if I go, like, that's...
I saw lights go flashing.
Yeah. It goes bad on the mic.
I see.
So apparently I just need to talk like this then.
Yep.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm doing
oh,
ASMR.
Is Gianluca here?
Yeah.
You might have to wait a little bit.
He has to go through his spiel.
Yeah, but one of us has to go and, like...
Do you want me to keep talking to Clara? And you can go get
I don't know how to
Gianluca?
get him in here. But yeah. So,
Okay.
Here you go.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna steal... Wait, no, I won't steal your spot. That's gonna overcome.
DJ Edward on the mic.
Edward, what should we talk about? Claire's gone.
I don't know, what do we have in common? We can talk about music.
We could talk
I'm
about
actually going to
music.
take my library. Do I need
Ooh.
my library card?
Probably.
not. Oh,
Take it just in case.
Take it
Yeah.
just in case.
we'll talk about...
Oh my god. Oh, that's probably peaking the mics. Anyway,
Bye, Claire.
Bye,
I'll
Claire.
be back.
Go get Gianluca. See,
Do you want to talk about music? Is that a good
we
topic?
can talk about music. We could talk about, like, duets, because your mom said that you want to do 16 going on 17, but we flip. Like, who sings
That
what?
would be really funny. I just think it'd be really funny because I can probably sing it 2 octaves down.
Yeah, that would be funny.
And
It'd also be really funny if you sang it 2 octaves up, though.
yeah, I think John Lucas might just hop in on this session.
I guess so. Is he here? Oh, wait, we have to let them in. Oh my goodness.
John Luca, are you hopping in on the Clara episode?
We're mid Clara episode.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the fans,
You have
John
to sit on the
Luca?
floor or
Hello.
stand or share a
I'm
seat with Clara.
Gianluca, I've come to sit on the floor.
Is he peeking the mics?
No, probably.
He
Don't
look-
talk so
He looks like a
close.
mystified child.
Why do you have your camera?
In case you guys wanted like action shots of like your podcast or something.
Did you
Are you-
wash your
You
hair?
you look flustered right now. Are you okay,
Edward, you're
dog?
peeking the mics again.
Oh my god.
Not this one, that one.
You can turn down the gain. or
Yeah,
no?
I have, but like then it's not.
My
good.
voice is too commanding.
That's true. That's true. I just came from work.
You smell like shampoo or something.
Well, I took a shower after work. Otherwise, I would smell like McDonald's.
Well, I'm glad you don't smell like McDonald's.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have
yeah,
a
you're
gift
jumping
for
in.
you. Wait, should I give
What?
Gianluca
Oh my
his
gosh.
gift?
Yeah, hop in.
I got this
Live-
in Italy. I've been waiting for like 3 months.
Live
Whoa.
gift
Close your
reaction.
eyes.
I'm gonna
Hold out
care.
your hand.
This is still the
Like
Clara
cup
episode.
your hands. Like
Cup them. I'll do like a live audio description. There's something solid
Shake it
in my
next to the
hands.
mic.
Where's the mic?
Shake it
Perfect.
louder.
No,
Shake
that's
it better.
perfect.
That's perfect?
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
gonna open my eyes now. It's pumice and tough. Ooh. This is a very cool rock with holes in it. And if you lick it, it'll stick to your tongue.
What?
I'm not gonna lick it.
I think you should
Lick it live on camera.
It sticks to my tongue. It's
Wow.
not salty though.
It's been in like my dresser on my bookshelf for like 3 months.
You do have a famously salty bookshelf,
That's
Clara.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much, Clara.
You're welcome.
It's very
Happy
nice.
birthday.
All right, because
Thank
this
you.
episode has become very unplanned. Do you have anything you want to talk about, John Luca?
Clara talked.
What?
Actually, no. You'll have to listen to the episode
'Cause if
to find
not-
out what Clara talked
Wait,
about.
Because if
just
not,
have
I'm
a
going to start
question.
giving music recommendations to the audience, and
Wait,
no one
That's
wants that.
awesome.
Have you seen the movie Under Paris?
No, I haven't, but I heard about it with the sharks.
Oh, then if you don't want spoilers, don't listen to the episode with me. I talked about it.
This is like those kids that go in like R-rated movies. How they're not allowed to watch the movie, so they just have to like act in that one scene and then they're booted off the set.
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah, actually, that works really well.
Edward's bad at talking.
I'm too strong and manly.
Yeah.
Edward,
This
you
is-
should describe your strong and manly endeavors this morning.
All right, strong and manly endeavors this morning. I woke up and I felt kind of sick, so I was just hanging around taking care of myself. And then Clara knocks at my door and says, "Edward, I'm going to steal you." At which point, I am taken to go help get something stuck out of a tree. And long story short, I wound up sawing with a handsaw taped to a pole. To get a branch down. And
Did
then
you cut the branch?
I did about half of it, and Ken did the other half.
I'm just saying, I think it would have worked if I'd thrown the stick.
I probably would have, but if it got more tangled, we were all in trouble.
Yeah.
And then I took a branch home and I cut it up and I made little vegetable
When did
holding
you-
rods.
When did you have time for that?
Between when we got the stick down and when I went to pick you up.
But when did you get the stick down? I left
Before
like
I
half
went
an
to pick
hour
you up.
before you picked. Okay. I was at brunch.
No, I know. I heard.
Yeah, it was a
You
really
told me
good
about
brunch. I can't believe you weren't at brunch.
Like I said, I was sick.
No,
I felt
yeah,
sick
that's
and
a
was
very
taking care
fair
of myself.
reason to not be at brunch. You should read out your intro for John Luca.
I did this while I was walking my dog.
Oh, yeah.
How's cricket?
Cricket's great. Thank you for asking.
I'm glad. What'd you write?
Oh, this is about to be comedy gold.
Nice.
No, it's not. It's just bad. I put university student,
Oh.
world-renowned improviser,
Oh.
Italian.
Ah.
So we got the big three. Sorry.
You
Well,
look backed
thanks.
into a corner right now.
Thanks for inviting me on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a wonderful
Since
experience.
we asked Clara, what's your lifelong dream?
What's my lifelong dream?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Probably to see a cool airplane. I like there's this one airplane,
Mm-hmm.
the McDonnell Douglas DC-10,
Mm-hmm.
and it has 3 engines, and it flies sometimes,
Only
Wow.
sometimes.
only sometimes, which is kind of why it doesn't get service anymore.
Okay.
Great to hear.
That's my lifelong dream.
All right.
Amazing.
I think mine was
This is your
better.
captain speaking. Today's odds are 3-1 that will make it off the ground.
I feel like okay. Here's this podcast because we need to look into the very real fact that this is going to be one of the lowest rated podcasts ever. Even though it's so Clara, you tanked our ratings. I'm sorry.
I think it was John Lucas.
This episode is going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think instead of Clara's Day Out, we call it.
Clara's in. Don't watch.
I don't think Clara's in.
I'm tired. Okay, I went to bed at 1 a.m.
Oh,
and
so did I.
I went to bed at 2 a.m, loser.
Okay,
I went to bed at 11:43.
that's very responsible of you.
Yeah.
See, I woke up and I had to go to brunch.
I was making sure Finn got home okay.
I just trust him, and I figure if he really didn't make it home, someone will text me and be like, "Have you heard from Finn?" So I figured he was alive.
Okay.
We left him at Southgate.
He's gonna be really worried because we're talking about him a lot this episode.
All right, everybody, let's just chant Finn.
Finn, 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 Finn. Okay.
Now, this is the kind of thing we would cut out.
I think you should put this at the start.
I think we should we should just loop that audio recording for an hour and make that another episode so we get 3 done
And just
today.
name it Finn.
I feel like we could get 3 done today. We have a while.
Yeah. How long have we been
I mean, if we're
talking
looking to
for?
fill time, I genuinely am offering to do music recommendations if you want to fill time.
Well, yeah. Do your little music.
All right,
recommendations.
okay. I'm gonna talk about an album because I've started doing album reviews recently. So I'm gonna talk about one album that I think you guys should listen to.
Always pulling up the
Right now.
Instagram.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many to choose. Guys, what kind of music do you want to hear about?
All of it.
No, like a rough genre.
Folk, indie.
Folk indie. Are you asking me to talk about the Mountain Goats?
Yes, I am asking you to talk about the Mountain Goats.
All right, Tallahassee by the Mountain Goats. This album's actually a really nice listen. Vocally, I don't think their vocalist will be for everyone. He's got a little bit of that like early 2000s whine to him, but it serves his craft really well. They've got really nice composed, sort of really pretty kind of backing tracks. Lyrically, they're a little bit bleak. I won't lie. They've got really good musical storytelling in some of their songs. Some of their songs are kind of just gibberish, but overall, I think I described it as like a very good album for when you don't quite know where you're going in life on a given day. Yeah, it was a really solid listen, and I would recommend it to anybody who sort of wants one of those nice little indie folk albums.
There's another Mountain Goats album, personally my favorite Mountain Goats album. It's The Sunset Tree. It was released in like 2005, and it follows the main vocalist John Danielle's life story between him and his like abusive stepfather. I think it's a really good album that, with like the things Edward was saying about the storytelling, this album kind of focuses more on the storytelling of John Danielle's life and has some really good tracks like Lion's Teeth, like This Year, and it's honestly, I think it's the best Mountain Goats album.
All right, so now I'm going to quickly talk about Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold. This is a swift 180 from the Mountain Goats. Avenged Sevenfold is like a symphonic metal band. This album, it's got like a super epic kind of feel. It's got very like action movie kind of feel. It's got a super interesting story behind it because all the songs except one on the album were written by the band's drummer, and then he died before he ever recorded any of them. So even some of the drum tracks are really cool because they've got a drummer that's not typically used for Avenged Sevenfold. Admittedly, it's really long. I don't think there's a track that's under 5 minutes on the album. And the last song is 10 minutes. But if you want some really cool, sort of very, very epic sounding symphonic metal music, can't go wrong with Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold.
Anyway, I don't know what else to ask. Honestly, this episode was supposed to end when Gianluca got here. Like that was like the whole thing.
He was supposed to say one thing.
One thing, and then just
Say one thing.
What do you
Gianluca.
want to say?
One Thing by the One Direction Band is a great song, and I think everybody should listen to it, even though it was like 2014. I think you should go back and listen to One Thing.